Hello, what's up, everybody? This is your girl Larita, and I just wanted to take a moment to just talk to you again. All this stuff going on with relationships, relationships. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm talking to you right now. I have personally experienced a lot dealing with relationships, and excuse me, I'm still going through transitions, learning what it is that I need to do to be a better woman, a better person in relationships. One of the things that I want to talk about is keeping balance in a relationship. It is so important to keep balance in a relationship. When you meet somebody and you really like them and they really like you, sometimes you can find yourself getting out of balance, especially if you have experienced any type of toxic relationships or negative relationships in the past. Excuse me. My voice is kind of something today. But toxic or negative relationships in the past, it makes it very difficult to be able to trust. And one of the things that I'm learning is that when you enter into a new relationship, of course, you can't go in taking baggage from the previous relationship. And I must admit, I counsel people all the time, both married and single, and regarding relationships, and the advice and the counsel that I provided to them has really enhanced their relationships. But it's something that when you're dealing with yourself, when it comes to applying that information. And so one of the things that I'm struggling with right now is to apply this whole thing of just trusting wholeheartedly. I met someone recently who was absolutely amazing, and you tell yourself that when you go into a new relationship, you're not going to go in with um, doubts and fears, but unfortunately, because we're human, it happens, and there's different things that transpire in the relationship that will remind you of previous things. And one of the things that I'm forced to do right now is ignore all the negative emotions, um, learning to trust them, even if they're lying to you. It's very difficult to put your trust in someone if you think, I'm going to pull this up a little bit, if you think that they're lying to you. Um, but ultimately, the Bible says, put not your confidence in man, because this is just not a good thing. Why? Because people are human and they make mistakes. And they make all kind of promises sometimes that they really don't have the integrity, or the stick to itness to keep those promises for whatever reason. One of the things that I've learned is that if you're going to be in a relationship, you must have God in your relationship. You cannot successfully build a personal relationship with anybody without first having a relationship with God. The relationship that we have with God helps to foster the relationships that we tend to build with other people, which in turn helps us to be committed. Helps us to be committed. So I'm learning to trust wholeheartedly. You know, um, I went over different thoughts in my head, like, well, what if they lying? What if they're lying? What if they're lying? That's ultimately between them and God. And you don't have to be toxic. You don't have to lose balance and lose your sense of integrity trying to prove that they're lying. Live hard, laugh hard, love hard. I read something recently, and it said, love like you've never been hurt before. And that can be very difficult, you know. But the truth of the matter is that if we don't do that when we go into new relationships, you're not going to reap the full benefits. So today I just want to tell you, let down your guards. I'm still practicing that, letting down my guards, um, and going with the flow. Go with the flow. Um, Keep a positive vibe. Nobody wants to have a negative vibe. I'm not saying you're not going to have disagreements, but what I'm saying is when, excuse me, the negative vibes are coming from a place that's unhealthy, like, I know you lying to me, or I know you're playing games with me. Um, it's it has to come from a place that you're able to communicate and be open and authentic. That's something I'm still practicing, um, with asking questions. And with me, one of the things is that I love, reading different things about relationships. And one of the things that I saw, it was like, just because I don't call you out on something, or excuse me, I choose not to say anything about it, doesn't mean that I don't know. Sometimes people, they're used to you challenging them, or calling them out on something. That can be a downfall, because there are some things that you need to call out. There are some things that you need to challenge. And I'm learning that men really like to be challenged. I gave out a lot of energy in bad relationships. So now, in trying to move forward to build a healthy relationship, with someone who's going to be fruitful, um, who's going to make my baby leap. What do I mean when I say that? My spiritual baby. You know what I'm saying? I am a believer, and I need somebody that can sharpen iron. That I can talk to about the word, and how I'm really feeling. I need somebody that has the capacity when I'm having a nasty, funky day. You're not just gonna jump ship, because that's not what I would do. I probably would be mad. Um, but you calm down. So I want to say to you today, learn to keep balance in your life. Learn to go with the flow. Learn to not be toxic, and learn to love like you've never been hurt before. I look forward to connecting to you next time. I will see you soon.